So welcome to another video.
Hey guys, it's Nicole.
We are currently investigating the underside of the E28 and there has been some discoveries, put it that way. So we'll show you the front footwell first. So as you can see, there's a few holes there, and then if we lift the ramp up, we'll show you the underside. The highlight, look at that, beautiful. What do you think of that?
I think of this.
I can't put that in, fuck's sake. I can't put that in the video.
Why?
Because it will literally get took down for pornography.
What about that?
Fuck's sake. So yeah, what do you think of the rust situation? Any good?
It's orange, like
It's nice,
your
isn't
face.
it? Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Matches your face, yeah.
So yeah, it's not the end of the world. We can fix it. So that's the worst bit I've found so far. Just poking holes in my car, Melon.
Yeah.
So there is this, which obviously is not good. There is a bit here, if you can see that. There's a bit up in that frame rail as well, like in that gap. There is this bit here, which isn't too nice. And that bit there. You can see that hole. So really, it's not that bad. There's just the odd patch everywhere, and all right, that'll do. Are you done? Yeah. Fucking Milwaukee battery will be dead now. So yep, got all the brake lines and stuff out the way. There is a bit of the floor to patch up above the frame rail. It's obviously rusted from here out and just attacked the floor above it. So yeah, it's not the worst I've ever seen. Like, do it again. You ever seen out like that in your life? Because I haven't. Fucking freak. So today the Corvair is going to get the carbs tuned. It's going to DC Hot Rod and Race in Middlesbrough. I'll put their Instagrams and stuff in the description. But it's going to them to get the carbs tuned because I can't do it myself. I don't have a clue. So I want this car to run okay. So may as well leave it to the professionals to get it done, and they're a local company. Yeah, it's ideal having them down the road, so it's going to get picked up on a trailer, so it's currently at monster truck height, just so it doesn't have any issues getting on and off the trailer. Hopefully have it back in the next few days, and then we can start kind of testing it to see if the suspension works while driving, so we'll see. So I've been cutting holes in the E28. See, this is part of the floor that I took out. It's more sound deadening. Is that it's out now. Pretty sizable hole in the floor. What we're going to do, I'm going to start with the frame rail. So I'll go straight up to level with the floor, and then it'll be a 90°, probably 10mm. Into the car, into the footwell. So I'll weld that in first, so I'll get the frame rail back installed, and then basically weld the floor panel, spot weld the floor panel onto the top of the frame rail section that I put in, and obviously plate the rest of it around that as well. So it'll all become apparent when I start doing it, but for now it's just not very nice to have a big massive hole in your car. So I knocked up the plate for the frame rail. Fits pretty good, not really much gaps. So it's the same thickness steel. I think it's 1.5 mil sheet. So I've cleaned up the area around it. I'm going to take it back out now and zinc spray, whatever that is, the back, so that when I weld the back in, so this is obviously the outside face, this will get covered in whatever I undercoat the car with. This will be left raw on the backside, so if we put some primer on it, should stop it from rusting. Lamb, turn around. What are you doing today?
No, chilling.
You're not hunting?
No.
You're not hunting or fishing or loving?
I'm hunting, fishing, loving every day, but...
So yeah, we'll put some zinc spray on this and weld it in at some point. So it's a few days later, and as you can see, we now have a hole in the floor. Inside here was a bit surface rust, so I've just cleaned it and cure rust, which is like a rust neutralizer, so I've just put that on. Yeah, I've started making panels to put metal back into the car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make all the panels and then just have a session of just welding them all in, get everything ready and then just weld it all in. I need to get some steel sheet, 1 mil sheet from Cleveland Metalworks, where I usually get my materials from. Yeah, it's just going to be a long road with replacing the metal that's rusty in the car. So unfortunately it's not going to be particularly interesting or decent to film. So I'll try and keep other stuff going at the same time to film for the channel. But in terms of documenting rust repairs, I'm not really into that. If you really want to see it, then let me know in the comments. But personally, I just want to get my head down and get it fixed, and then start moving on to the nice stuff like shaving the bay and doing that sort of stuff, which I don't mind documenting as much. I'll just crack through it, get it done, and then we'll start doing the interesting stuff in the engine bay. So yeah, that's where I'm at with the E28. The Corvair hopefully gets back soon. It might be in this video or it might not. But there was basically an issue with the car having a misfire. The guy who's doing it reckons that it's to do with the Petronics unit. So he wants to put the stock points and condenser back on the car, which I don't have. And I'd have to source from the States. So I don't know what we're going to do about that. Hopefully he gets back to me today. Today's Monday, so it's been the weekend, so hopefully he gets back today and we know where we're going with it. But yeah, apart from that, been riding the bike a bit more. It's actually got a flat tyre for some reason. Proper flat. Didn't go down while I was riding. It was when I put my bike back in the car, just started going flat. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Alright guys, so it's a few days since the past clip. In that time, we've had the Corvair come back from DC Hot Rod and Racing. So he's set all the carbs up. We ended up having an issue with the Petronics unit on the distributor. If you don't know what Petronics is, it's basically like an electronic ignition, but it's cheap. And it was basically just sending the signal for the spark haywire. It was just sending it all over the place. So I ended up sourcing a totally stock distributor from a guy on Facebook. Took that to him and he fitted it. So it's all back on points and condenser, so if it goes out I can adjust it myself. Loads of different arguments on whether or not you should have the stock points and condenser or upgrade to an electronic ignition, because the points and condenser will always run, whereas condenser sometimes Petronics unit sometimes fails, and when it fails it just doesn't work at all, so you are literally stranded if your Petronics unit dies. So yeah, I ended up opting for going back to bone stock and just running the points and condenser on the car, and it runs mint now, runs absolutely spot on. So there'll be a clip soon, hopefully, of me driving the car a bit around the state. I've sent off for the registration documents, so hopefully those come in soon. I don't know how long it'll take with the whole COVID situation, but hopefully it doesn't take too long. I'm very excited on this one. Also, I purchased a lathe. So if you're confused, the miller used to be there, so the miller is now there. Let's have a bit of a rearrange. But yeah, I've bought this Colchester student lathe, but stuff like this just doesn't come up in your town every 5 minutes. So I'll put a light. I need to sort some lights out at this end of the unit, but I'll put a light on for you so you can get an idea of what it's. So this is a Colchester student roundhead. So I believe roundheads are 50s. I believe, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. 3-jaw chuck. We've got quick change tool post. I believe this is the original because it looks very original. But yeah, quick change tool post. It came with obviously the tailstock and a turning centre. It came with a few tools. It's got screw cutting, imperial and metric actually, which is pretty rare. Loads of different speeds and feeds. That's your speeds gearbox. That's your feeds gearbox, them two there. We've got cross slides. If you're a Slipknot fan, you'll appreciate that one. But yeah, we've got cross slides, feeds, goes in and out, side, front and back. We've got the compound slide, which is this, which is lovely, really, really no slack at all in this. You usually have a lot of play in compound slides, and they usually wobble about all over the place, but this is absolutely solid. That was the main thing when I was looking at it. I was like, I don't want to buy one that's got one bed, sorry. But yeah, this is in very, very good nick. Yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing on it. So she is smart as the dart, as they say. Be doing plenty of stuff on this. Actually a turner by trade. I'm more of a turner than I am a miller. So this is right up my street. So yeah, that's an update on the garage for you. At the minute, I am actually going to just have a go at making a new handle for this. So this is your front and back, well, your X instead of your Z. And the handle's actually broke. So I'm going to make a new handle for this. With the lathe, I've got this bit of stainless bar. Got a rough idea of what sort of sizes I want, so we'll put the stock in and start making some cuts on my new lathe. As you can tell, I'm buzzing. So I want this OD of this handle to be about 15. It's currently 26, so we're about 10 mil to come off. Swarf's going to be an issue. Right, so in the next video I'll hopefully have a better tripod setup. This is the roughed out shape. So this is the handle that you'd actually wind, or you'd use with your fingers, and then this is just like a relief at the back just to make it a bit more ergonomic. But what I'm going to do, I've got this radiused HSS tool that was in with all of the tools that I got with the lathe, so I'm going to make use of this, and I'm going to put a nice little radius in here instead of this taper. Taper's fine, but I'm just going to put a radius there, and on the front as well I've got an external, if you see that. This radius is a cutter, so that'll cut a nice little radius onto that front face. We'll do the back one first and then we'll do the front one. So what I'll do is touch on this or the smaller OD with the tool, and then just gradually feed it into there until it starts cutting the nice radius. There you go, can you see that? The camera focuses. Come on, focus you fuck. There we go, front one done. Camera won't focus at all, but that has a radius on it now with this tool, which worked pretty well actually. So now what we're going to do is part this off, spin it round, put a thread on for that end to thread into the handle. Figure out what thread this is in the handle, and then go from there. Yeah, needs a polish. I'll give it a good polish up before I part it off, and then yeah, should be good. But yeah, I think that's about going to do it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a bit of a mixed bag. I'm really happy with the lathe. Can't wait to start getting some more stuff done in it for the cars and stuff like that. Really want to get a bike, because the amount of stuff you can do on a lathe for a bike is ridiculous. Cars and stuff like that are not so easy to build customised parts for, or make parts on. There's not as much call for it. You can really get creative with bikes and make all sorts of shit. But anyway, I'm rambling. So if you liked the video, please drop a like. If you're interested in seeing more machining, the E28, the Corvair, please consider subscribing. I think we're at 100 and nearly 200 subscribers now, which is quite a big deal. So if you don't mind, please subscribe. And yeah, hopefully see you soon in the next video. Peace.
So guys, here we are with the E28. As you can see, it is in absolutely awful condition. What do you think?
Yeah, real nice, man, real nice.
As you can see, I am not very good at welding. My name is Ben Walker. This is the same color as my face hair. This is a problem now. Call me Fred Flintstone.